Hello everyone, I welcome you to the video on Neuralink. I am Nipun Navadia from DGI and we are going to discuss one of the best implementation of artificial intelligence in the world. Before diving into the project where we will be discussing about the needs, principle and requirements, I would like you to have a look at the promotional video made by the Neuralink where they have shown how they have worked very hard on this project. So as we know that every solution starts with a problem. So there is a story behind the origin of the idea for this project. As we know that a lots of mental disorders and diseases are there like Alzheimer's and etc. So to deal with this, the people need some device, something so that they can interact with the society, people and devices. So Elon Musk thought that if we will be able to inject a chip which can help the people, the human, to interact with the people and to use the devices, then that would be a huge gift for them. So he came up with the idea of this Neuralink, where a device gets injected to the brain and it interacts with the other devices and humans. So, what was the need of the project? So, as we have discussed, to understand the brain disorders, like how the brain functions if a body is if a body is paralyzed, then how his brain is working, to understand that and to make the things possible without physical interaction, like why we need to text someone physically with the fingers and the thumbs when a device can help us by to send the messages without touching our phone by just thinking that what we need to text and to whom. So to do such kind of stuff, this project started. BMI, brain machine interface, have been potential to help people with a wide range of clinical disorders. As I said, that a disease like Alzheimer's, where a person used to forget everything and he need to memorize all the things again and again, but it is of no use. So what if all the memory of that person can be stored into the computer and that can be used in various ways, and similarly that it can be used for the interaction with the devices like phones and laptops and to interact with the humans. So as we can see that there is written computer cursors, robotic limbs and speech synthesizers using no more than 256 electrodes. That is, researchers have demonstrated this much power. Now we are moving towards the future of this. There are two basic principles of this project. Neurons represent information in the rate of statistics and precise timing of spikes. and the goal is to record from the selectively stimulates as many neurons as possible across diverse brain areas, because it is not possible to get all the information from a particular portion of the brain. Vice versa, it is also not possible to study the whole brain or to connect the whole brain with a chip. So they are trying to get to enter into the diverse area of the brain. There are basically four pillars: threads, robots, electronics, and algorithms. Threads are basically used to inject the device or to connect the device, the chip, which is called Neuralink, to the brain, which will be acting interface between the brain and the chip, which will help to transfer the data between the neurons of the brain and the chip. Robots will be used to inject that chip because it's so precise process where humans can't intervene, or humans can't do it by the hands. Electronics, as the chip is being made from silicon and titanium, and ICs are used, and algorithms are being used to process the data. There are two images of threads, A and B. A is the image of the threads, which was the initially proposed idea, where they had this line type structure of the threads, and they were not able to connect so many neurons, so they converted it into the tree like structure of the threads, so that they can inject to the brain a number of threads, so that the neurons can be increased, which can be connected to the threads, and more the information can be gained. Now coming to the surgical robot, the robot responsible to inject that device to the brain or connect that device to the brain. Here is the image of that robot, where we can see that A, where is the loaded needle pincher cartridge, which is responsible to inject every thread into the brain. And for security purpose, for safety purpose, lots of sensors and cameras are being used, like low force contact brain position sensor, light modulus with independent wavelengths, needle monitor, one of four cameras focused on the needle during insertion, as we need, while injecting those threads into the brain, a person is need to be monitored that how he is reacting to that injection. There are two more important devices: camera with wide angle view of surgical field, and stethoscopic camera. Now coming to the device, here we can say that it is very tiny chip, which is being integrated with 24 chips of ASIC capable of processing 256 channels of data, and they use neural processing in it, and all the threads are being packaged into perilene C substrate, and these threads are made of polymer, so that the data transfer can be fast. Titanium is used as the metal because it has a high data frequency capability, and C type connector is used for the data transfer. The first trial was done on a rat. As we can see in the image, the chip is injected to the brain of a rat, and 3072 channels are being connected to the brain, and they found that it is working in a very great way. They received the signals from the brain. They are working on those signals, that how the brain is acting to the physical world after getting that device injected, and they are trying to interact that device, that rat, with their phone or any electronic devices, and it is going to be a huge success in the field of AI when it will be implemented on humans. So before ending, I would like to share one more thing, that why this kind of device was required or needed. So as we know that Elon Musk said that we might be having a huge challenge when AI will be implemented at its peak. So to overcome that risk, basically, it is this device is developed so that a human can understand that what a machine is thinking at the stage of AI, because AI is obviously a threat to us. So that's all from my side. Thank you for watching the video.